William, I'm going to put you on the spot. Would you like to lead us tonight, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, William. You are officially on board now. Tammy, will you take us through roll call, please?
Yes, I will. You guys are making me work today. Those present are Mayor Shaw, Council Members Baker, Roth, Arnbrister, Kemp, and McVeigh. Staff present, myself, Tammy Justice, City Attorney, City Engineer, City Planner, Lieutenant Clark, Public Works Supervisor, and our new employee, Public Works William Starks. Excused tonight is Ron Gibson. I think that's everyone. Did I hit everyone?
Yes, you did. I was thinking on that last part you just said.
Okay.
Yes, I guess he is excused.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Look for approval of agenda, please, council.
Approve the agenda? Second.
I'm giving it to Mo.
There's a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, council. Look for approval of consent agenda, please.
Move approval of the consent agenda to include October 22, 2024 claim vouchers 8303 through 8318, one EFT in the amount of $16,813.52. November 12, 2024 claim vouchers 8326 through 8337. Three EFTs in the amount of $115,751.90. October 8, 24 meeting minutes and October payroll in the amount of $42,156.17. September and October 2024 treasurer's report. All the vouchers have been audited and verified by the audit committee. Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve our consent agenda. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you. It is now time for public comment. No, you're on the agenda.
Yes.
Did you want to talk? I mean,
I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Christine Rockwell with Puget Sound Energy. I'm a newer member to PSC and of local government affairs. I have Thurston and Lewis counties. So just wanted to come and meet you all and listen to the community, and that's it. So thank you.
Excellent.
Okay, well, Tammy and I looked at each other and neither one of us knew you. And sometimes when we get somebody new, they don't know they have to sign up for public comment. So
I get you. I'll give you my card just in case you need anything.
Perfect.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Okay, so we are moving to number 6. We have a
Matisse is how he says his name.
what?
Matisse.
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 Okay. Tammy, we'd sent out an email regarding the presentation we're going to have tonight. I'll just let you have the table. They do kind of know that what you're asking for or what you want to present, and that you do a little garbage service right now. But you can elaborate that a little bit more, and the floor is yours.
Perfect. I'm going to go over there and hook up a little presentation. If you guys can turn your attention to the screen.
Am I allowed to take a picture
Of course.
of the diary?
Yes.
This is my mom.
I was going to say this must be mom. Proud mom.
And I feel honored that he allowed me to.
He's a good kid. You did a good job,
I
Mom.
know.
Or young man, excuse me. He's not a kid anymore.
No, but he's used to that.
He's your kid.
Okay, so as an intro, my name is Matisse Bosch, and I am the owner of a local junk removal company here in Thurston County. We also call ourselves Matisse Bosch, the reliability company, and also Bosch Waste Solutions. So we have a bunch of different names for all sorts of little applications. Some fun facts about me: I'm actually a Rainier High School graduate. I graduated a little over a year ago now, and I also graduated from middle school and elementary school. And Rainier has been the place that I've always chosen to grow, and I've had really close relationships with my principals, with our school staff. And I remember one day at principal had to come into the classroom because I'd been tipping my chair, which a teacher told us not to, but it was on Sunday night. And I started to fall over. And so I gripped for the desk, and the desk came with me instead of saving me. And so all of a sudden, all my tubs of contents were down. So the principal got called to make sure I wasn't injured or anything. And then she told me, she said, you know, the key to success is staying organized and on task. And that is something that I have built my business around, and a moment I think about all the time. And every time I have a big thing, including today, I went and walked the high school track because it's a reminder of the student that used to walk that track years ago and dream about being a business, and now we get to meet the by actually doing it and being here. So something that I reached out to Tammy for is because we would like to propose a conversation to start about assuming garbage collection in the city of Rainier. A little background. Currently, garbage services in the county are regulated by the Utility and Transportation Committee, the UTC. And large garbage companies get to bid on a contract for the entire city. And then that company has a monopoly over all garbage services. Our company in junk removal can't even say the word garbage, trash, bag, junk, anything that has anything to do with trash we can't say other than the word junk, because it would be infringing on their monopoly. One of the exemptions is if the city contracts us to take over the garbage service, similar to what the city of Olympia has done, where they actually do the garbage service in-house, which Rainier, I don't know if you guys knew that, Rainier actually used to do garbage in-house once upon a time. So that progresses our presentation. So I kind of already went over this. Who are we? We're a local junk removal company, and really stand out because we use a field service management software which puts us above any other locally owned competitor, because most people are just taking calls and then writing it down on a book. We actually use really popular software to make sure that all customers are accounted for, communication, automated emails, all that kind of stuff. We've always had focus on local community. That has been our number one principle from the beginning. It's how I started out. I had just a little truck, little GMC V6 engine, running around asking people if they had some trash that they wanted to get rid of. And then all of a sudden, we were doing almost 100 customers a month. And so we decided to actually take it into an actual business, and we started, and it's been going on for almost 2 years now. And part of that journey and part of our marketing strategy has always been to focus on local events. We recently threw a touch a truck event in Yelm for a little kid who wanted a little birthday thing, wanted to play on equipment, so we partnered with the city of Yelm, and we had to throw a touch a truck event. So why should you consider us? Because, I mean, we're small, right? LeMay is a huge company. It's a Fortune 500 company as of 2008, meaning it's literally one of the largest companies on the entire planet. Obviously, they have everything down and are very organized. The biggest thing about us is the community aspect. I've worked with LeMay, and I've worked with people that have worked with LeMay, and something that has always stuck out is that when you get on the phone with them, most of the time you can't really reach somebody that can make a decision on this stuff. So if you need a dumpster picked up or you need your garbage picked up, a lot of times it's they don't have that community focus, you know, and we're committed to keeping it local. And a big thing about that is with our local economy and the national economy too, is we want to invest in Rainier. We're based out of Rainier. Our business is based on a Rainier address within the city. And it's always been Rainier that has brought our growth and brought our energy. And we really want to give back and make sure that Rainier has clean streets, that's thriving, and that we're reinvesting in jobs, and that we're reinvesting in the local community. And part of that too is, as a Rainier graduate, I couldn't afford to play sports as a high school student. And so the school actually sponsored me and paid for our insurance and paid for the supplies for some of the students. And one of the things we want to do is be able to give back to our community and be able to start a fund that is for students in Rainier, so they can go and wrestle, that they can go and play football without having to worry about the financial obstacles that are in their life, because that made a huge impact and a huge difference in my life. Another thing, the Rainier Education Foundation, when I left, they were struggling to keep up scholarships, and they were struggling to keep up volunteers, and something that I always knew after I graduated, I was like, man, one day I want to be able to write a check to the Rainier Education Foundation, one of the foundations that carried me through, that I volunteered for, and be able to help give back and reinvest into the local economy. So what's our plan? So here's our roadmap. So currently we're here at our presentation to engage initial interest. We're not here right now to get out the definite yes or no. That would be way too much to ask. We just want to know if you're at all interested in maintaining a conversation. After that, we're going to make a plan. We're going to create a business model and an approach on how are we going to take over these garbage services without making it seem unoptimized. We want to go in here, we want to start, we want to be ready to take this over seamlessly. Then we come up with presentation too. So then we present our plan, we present our approach, we present the people that we're going to integrate into the business to make these things work. Then that would move over to collaborating on contract terms. So we collaborate with the council, talk with public works, how are we going to pull this off? What does the city need? What do we need from the city? What does the city need from us? And what do we need from the local community to make this work? Once a contract is achieved, we'll move over to securing funding, and that can be through banks, investors, connections, and securing the funding to go into this prepared and with the amount of capital that is appropriate for the task that we're taking on. And then finally, that will leave us at the launch. So essentially establishing a reliable, community-focused, and eco-friendly garbage collection service in Rainier. So here's our question. Are you willing to see how we can make a lasting impact in Rainier? And are you willing to see another presentation with our approach, with our roadmap, and the tactical, I'm at a loss for words, I'm sorry, approach. And that's it. That's the end of the video. So thank you guys. Because there's more people here than I thought they were really nervous.
Well, you did really well, Matisse. Thank you.
Thank you.
You did.
So, I got a couple questions.
Can we stay up here or we go over there?
Wherever makes you more
Okay.
comfortable. You can go back to your seat if you want, or you can stay there.
Everybody can see me.
Therefore, you're not standing behind anybody. So, what are you currently doing?
Junk removal. So we're one of the largest junk removal providers in the county currently. And so we do anything from if you need a wheelbarrow that's breaking and you need picked up, or a mattress that you need picked up, or we'll go into situations where we will remove, I think the most we've ever done is 35,000 pounds out of a single home in a matter of like 48 hours. So we'll go in with excavators and with large teams of like 6 people and completely clear out properties. And the most popular one is tenant evictions right now, especially with the place that Washington tenant laws are at. Tenants leave a lot of garbage when they move out, and so we'll come in and we'll help with that waste disposal. So we don't do garbage collection in the sense of we pick up garbage cans and empty them, or we pick up dumpsters, because we can't, because we're bound by the UTC. And so essentially, right now we're just doing.
What type of equipment do you have?
For the
So
junk
you
removal?
that you currently have for your business?
We currently run 2 trucks with 2 trailers, and then we also have an excavator. And we have matching trailers to match, hydraulic trailers to match the truck.
And when you haul, do you haul to the transfer station in Lacey?
It depends. So a lot of our debris is actually donated to Habitat or Goodwill. So we always make stops at a Habitat and at a Goodwill if we have stuff that we think they'll take. And so we'll first go through that. Then we'll go through a recycling process. We'll sort out large amounts of cardboard, yard debris, or wood that hasn't been painted, which is still yard debris. And then we'll get rid of that separately. And then finally we'll end up at the transportation to whatever the other places weren't able to take.
You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
My last question, then I'll let the council hit you.
Go for it.
How do you get your business? How do you advertise? I've never heard of you. So what do you do?
That's okay. Our biggest thing has been Facebook groups. So actually, interesting marketing has been one of our big focuses, and I've talked to a lot of junk removal companies nationally. Some of the biggest ones, like I don't know if you've heard of 1-800-GOT-JUNK, 1-800-JUNK Pros. We've talked to some of those business owners, and currently, when you show up to a junk removal job, usually that company has paid over $100 just to show up and get you on the phone and know that you're interested. We've turned ourselves into the third largest junk removal company in the county, and we haven't spent a single dollar on advertising ever. We just do Facebook posts that usually get up to 50 to 100,000 impressions, and then that drives our marketing. And actually,
Most of ours also.
last month we didn't advertise at all. We didn't make a single Facebook post on any of our accounts, and we had one of our highest grossing months ever. So it really is mouth to mouth a lot, but also the Facebook post. That's how we got our start.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any other questions from anybody?
Yeah, I have one. You're based out of Rainier, but where do you actually do your processing?
What do you mean?
Well, you say you go somewhere, you pick up junk, and then you separate it out into categories.
Yeah.
Where do you actually do that?
We actually do it while the truck is on the road. Because we have to turn over so fast. Sometimes we do 15 customers a day on a single truck in an 8-hour period. It's very fast, very quickly, and running from town to town to town. And so we don't usually have time to take it back to a depot, because then that might be, if we're in Olympia on the west side, it's going to take us 40 minutes to get here with traffic. And so we'll actually do it on the truck usually, because our trucks can hold roughly 10 cubic yards of material, so it's enough to still sort while you're on the road. You don't actually have to go to a third-party facility to sort it all out.
So you don't have a facility in Rainier where you actually put stuff on the ground and separate?
We do. We have one of those as well, but our sorting doesn't happen there.
Where is that located? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Okay, so we're located, our official address is off of 118th Avenue. It's kind of in the area of Maine.
So you're not actually in the city?
No.
Okay, yes.
City of Rainier, which is just this area down here. 118th is not in the city.
Okay, yes, then that's not the same, I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. You're in the Rainier zip code?
Yes, yes.
Not in.
Rainier zip code, Rainier school district, but in Thurston County Incorporated technically.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So you sort your property, so basically you have a MRF, right?
No, we don't sort our property. We sort while we're out on the road.
Okay, so you don't do nothing at 118.
Well, we store our vehicles there.
I'll start.
Yeah, so we store our vehicles there, tools. Yeah, that's essentially what we just really don't need one, because we can just do it all in. Usually we'll load the trailer, kind of based off of like what's in there. So we'll start with garbage on the bottom usually, then we'll do our recyclables, then we'll do our habitat donations, and then we'll do our Goodwill donations on top. So then we drive to Goodwill, unload, habitat, unload, recycle, unload, and then garbage, unload. So it's a pretty easy process to do when you're only working with 10 cubic yards at a time.
And your goal is to be able to do curbside pickup.
Correct.
That's what we're trying to do.
Exactly. And then potentially also move into dumpsters as the conversation continues to. Which currently technically we can, but only for construction recycling materials. We can't do it for garbage.
Right, exactly. We start off as a recycler in MRF situation, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
Anything else? Thank you very much. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Very good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matisse. I like where your head's at.
Thank you.
If you're welcome to stay for our meeting, but you certainly do not have to. If you want to get your laptop and go, that's totally fine with us. So
Okay.
feel free to do whatever you want to do.
Perfect.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll now
Can
open.
I ask,
Oh, yeah.
so is now the procedure that you would get in contact with him, that you all talk about it at some point, or what is the official procedure?
Yeah, there would be, I mean, I think we're away, like his presentation said, I think we're way over here on the left right now. I mean, I think we'll see what the council has to think and decipher that, but that's why I ask those questions is, seems like to get from I'm going to say that was a 5-step process. To get from A to D, there's a lot that you would have to do. I mean, even after if we came to some agreement, which I'm not saying we're there,
Right.
but you're wanting to take over the garbage collection for the entire city. You
Correct.
need garbage trucks. I mean, that's why I was asking what equipment you had. We're a long ways away from that.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Tammy and I will see what the council, if we get anybody that talks about it, and I would think if we're at all interested, it'd probably mean we need to talk again.
Nice.
Perfect.
Thank you. I mean, thank you. Not nice. Yeah, but so nice. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you have a business card, Matisse?
I do. Yes.
Perfect.
I do.
So, Mr. Mayor, before we move on, Tammy provided us with a copy of our current garbage contract with Renee. And I read through it and I discovered on page 3, there's several typos.
Thank you.
I don't know.
There might be.
There are.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
You
there
were
are.
here, you can catch those when we passed it.
Well, I don't think I was here when that happened. But I do have them if we want to look at them. But the one thing that really popped out when I read the contract, LeMay says it will provide us with a 40-yard container per 200 residents every year for cleanup.
Wow.
And so I'm wondering, why don't we take advantage of that and have an annual cleanup and get some of the junk in the city out?
Well, we used to.
I think we used to do that. And
Yeah, why don't we do it anymore?
oh, maybe they're in breach of their contract.
Well, I'm sure that it's more a matter of we're not asking them to show up.
You had to set it up.
That would be a Ron Gibson question, why that went away. I think Charmaine and Ron decided it wasn't productive enough. It was a staff working all weekend, and the turnaround wasn't what they were hoping. But that doesn't mean it wouldn't be now.
Well,
Except for we
when
put
used to-
Matisse out of business if we offer it for free, huh?
When we used to do that, we were doing our own garbage, and we were using our 2 garbage trucks, and we'd collect stuff until they no longer, they were full. This is containers, so we wouldn't be responsible with crushing and hauling away. LeMay would.
Yeah.
And we used to do it over a weekend, and a lot of the council members would show up and help. I remember doing that several times. It got a lot of stuff out of the city.
I think we need to,
Yeah, different subject. As far as Matisse
good, I'm
goes,
glad you caught that, because I think what Tammy said, it really happened when Ron's not here to answer that, and Charmaine, and I think it also kind of got shut down with COVID too. And I remember it hasn't been that long ago that it used to happen on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Last time
Well, it
we,
was long before COVID, it's been a while. But we used to get a lot of stuff out of here, which might help us with our maintenance or nuisance abatement if we,
yeah,
but I don't know, do we want to do anything about correcting the typos in our contract, or is
Is
it,
it in the contract or is it in the ordinance?
it's a contract?
Okay.
well, we can just fix those. That doesn't need council.
Yeah, I don't.
I can fix those. That's fine. I'll find them and take care of them.
I've got it, I'll give you the,
Okay, that'd be great.
thanks, Dennis.
thank you.
Okay, we'll now go to the public hearing. Take this one?
Is it my turn?
No, this is actually just the ad valorem taxes public hearing. Nothing's changed. It's the same 1% above whatever. I don't know. It's the same as it always is. It's just a formality. We have to approve the ordinance during council in order for our city to get the taxes. So we need to open the public hearing.
I thought I did. So, opening the public hearing. Huh?
Okay.
You want a motion to open?
No, I think I already
You're
opened it.
opening
I
it.
already
Okay,
opened
it's
it. I just
open
need
at
a
5:24.
motion to close it.
Oh, we'll make a motion to close it.
Motion and a second to close the public hearing for ad valorem taxes. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Thank you, council.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Now it's my turn?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
Let's sit tight. You're excited tonight.
So we'll go to staff reports. Jim Gibson, you want to start? You know how I go around the room. You chose that seat to be done first tonight.
I changed it up tonight and I called first. All right. Glad to be here tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jim Gibson. I'm acting as a city planner for the city. Tonight I was asked to come and give a report over a meeting I had with Thurston County about a month ago now. It was just after the last council meeting. So to recap a little bit of where we're at today, currently we have some rules in place, policies with Thurston County allowing only a certain amount of development in town based on septic nitrate levels. We're tasked with trying to keep the nitrate levels where they're at. Mayor and I had a meeting probably 18 months ago now. It's been quite a while. We updated you on those meetings previously about those policies. Things went quiet for quite a while because they had a lot of position changes in the county. 3 of the 4 people we met with, all upper level management, all retired or moved on. They have new people in those spaces now, and they're starting those conversations again. So they asked us to come in and meet, and I took that meeting to hear what they had to say. So in that meeting, they wanted to talk to us about, talk to me and the mayor and bring it to you guys to talk. You heard maybe 2 months ago, there was some conversations out there that staff was talking to Thurston County commissioners about sewers in Rainier. We started getting some conversations and calls about it. That was a little bit of a misconstrued by the media and others. What staff went to talk to the councilors, to the board about, was asking the board if they would allow staff to go look at some grants, try to get some grant funding to do a study out here. Not about how to do it, but to do a study on possible options on a what's called a loss system. It's a large on-site septic system to serve the downtown corridor, the commercial area. Reason being, one is the high nitrate levels. We are restricted to only 2-lot short plats now. So, give example, if Seattle Street was to come in here and have another application like that, we could not take that application in right now because we can't exceed a 2-lot short plat in subdividing at this time without a lot of studies and the wells. If you remember the wells we put in here, we put 5 wells in to study the water. 4 of them came up dry. We had 1 that worked. This is a continuation of that process. So a loss system, so let me back up just a minute. So the meeting was basically to ask if we would support Thurston County into going to find some grant money to help do a study out here to see what it would take to put in a small septic system to serve the commercial district. That was their ask of us. And if we would support that, they would then take some of their staff time and go look for about $500,000 to do a study downtown. What it would do is, for all of the commercial areas, it would be what's called a loss. It's 3,500 gallons or larger on-site septic system and conveyance system to connect the properties. Right now, they're just talking about doing a study. You come up, what kind of system would it be? How much would it cost? And is it feasible? So we get a study from that, and then to go from that point on trying to fund something in that manner. Just because you do the study doesn't mean we're accepting of a sewer system or anything like that. No conversations about funding, about how it would be implemented or anything, just a conversation about can it be done. So that was their ask of our meeting with them. And that was what they asked us 18 months ago if we'd be open to that conversation when the mayor and I met with them. And once they got new people involved, they're trying to take this ball and run with it now. So, real high level conversation there about that, but I think they were asking for the city's response, whether we would support them looking for the $500,000 to do the study. That's basically their ask of us at this time. Aside from that, I'll finish my report.
Well, let's finish that one up.
Okay.
Any feedback?
No, I think we should pursue that.
Ron?
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, we're done with that one,
Yes,
and
5-0 yes.
I'll let you
Okay.
make the contact.
Thank
Move
you.
on.
I will. Thank you for that. I think I support that same thing. I think it's a good thing. One thing that is coming down the pike, Most people don't even know about this yet. Department of Ecology is re-looking at on-site septic systems. And right now, in town, we need to have about a half acre. If you have a house, you need at least a half acre to be able to put on an on-site septic system. Those are actually gonna be getting bigger. They're actually looking at making it more area to put a septic system on. So much of our downtown may not be developable if we didn't have an alternate option for sewer. So like the brewery that's coming, we've been hearing the conversation of the brewery. They would definitely need this type of system. They probably have enough property to do a big septic system on it, but it wouldn't be easy. And they're working through that process now. So that aside, you mentioned earlier in our 4:30 meeting, building starts, housing starts, things like that. I did talk to Mr. Ohms. Seattle Street is going to start cranking up again. So he's going to start moving forward with that, whether it's a month or 6 weeks from now. He did say that's going to happen. I did have a conversation with 2 other folks looking at doing short flats in town. One up in Trotter Downs. As you go up the street in Trotter Downs, going up the hill, right hand side, there's a large lot there. There's a house on top. They're trying to do a subdivision there, 2-lot subdivision or 3, depending on where they go. And Lucas Meyer has contacted me also. So those are the ones that are going on right now. Any questions on that? All right, I'm here if you do. Let me know.
Thank you, Jim. Lieutenant Clark,
Well, I'm gonna let Lieutenant Brady do it since he's actually been on the road.
but you were the first one here.
I understand that, but my job right now is actually internal affairs, and so you really don't want to hear about
I got a
that.
text from Lieutenant Brady that said you were going to speak. You were the first one
I
here.
just overrode him, so there you go.
Okay, Lieutenant
Good
Brady.
evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. Ray Brady, Lieutenant with Thurston County. As you have met Lieutenant Clark. So some changes coming. You guys are familiar with Captain Brad Watkins. His last official work day is next Tuesday. And then he's got a bunch of time to burn. He actually retires middle of next year, but you won't see him anymore past this point. So we do have some changes that are management type changes that are coming in the sheriff's office, being that they're not going to replace that captain position, so there'll be 4 lieutenants in patrol now. So myself and Lieutenant Simper will be day shift points of contact as lieutenants, and then Lieutenant Clark and soon to be new lieutenant that they're in that testing process right now will be the other one. So you'll probably get Lieutenant Clark or whoever the new lieutenant is for council meetings, but Lieutenant Simper and I will still be available for day shift type things and that. So lots of changes at the sheriff's office. Still really struggling with staffing. We've hired a lot of people, but most of our entry levels take about a year to get on the road. So working through that, we have quite a few laterals that are coming on board, so we hope to have some significantly better staffing, hopefully by early next year. So that's kind of where we're at, I think, on that. Just looking through the numbers, I think October looked pretty well. We're trying to really focus, our efforts of our deputies. Obviously they're very busy, but trying to make sure that they're making it, into the city and working traffic stops and doing those kind of things, being present. So obviously Andrew Hansen's back in the schools now that they're gone, and so you definitely should be seeing Andrew in town and doing those kind of things. I would be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any. Other than that, thanks for having me.
Just curious, as Tammy, I don't know if these guys are even involved. Do we have any updates on what's going on with their bathroom back?
Yes.
He knows, I guess.
Oh,
I don't.
no.
I don't have any updates.
Oh, I thought you were going to at least let some of the council members may not even know what happened to our bathrooms.
I am not sure where the vandals stand with the sheriff's department. I know that we were moving forward with that, but I don't know if it's where it's at with them. But as far as on internally, the one kid cleaned the bathrooms because he's the only one that went to Rainier school, and so he was first to be identified. Unfortunately for him, he got the brunt of cleaning the restrooms. The other 2, one of their parents has made contact with me, and he is going to be cleaning the bathroom on the weekends once we open them, which is when Theron gets time to put the digital door locks on them. We're gonna have them lock at dusk because we have some folks on bicycles that are coming in and using it for shelter at night to, like, they were waiting out the storm. So we're just gonna eliminate that problem, not connected to the vandals at all, because the vandals actually took place about 2:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday. So the door locks would not have prevented that. But all that to say, once we do open the bathrooms back up, vandal number 2 is going to be cleaning the restrooms on the weekends for however long his parents determine is necessary. So technically he doesn't have to because he'll be going through the sheriff's department, but his parents want him to learn this lesson. So this is in addition to the lesson he's going to learn legally. So, and number 3, I have not heard from Mom. I'm assuming I'm not going to because it's been 2 weeks. So I presume she's handling it on her end, I guess.
Are you up to date on anything we're talking
I
about?
can certainly track down info and relay that to you guys. I know just from just anecdotally as far as juvenile stuff goes, a lot of times it's become very difficult in this state to deal with juveniles and stuff. We absolutely will to the extent that we can, but certainly as you guys have seen, statewide juvenile crime is definitely on the rise. Our ability to question them has basically gone away, and the punishments, and there's a big push to close down a lot of the different juvenile justice things. That's not a talk in Thurston County, but certainly there's very, very few crimes that we are allowed to hold juveniles in our facilities for. So it's not to say we won't hold them as accountable as we can. I'm glad to hear that maybe we have a couple good parents that are out there.
2 out of 3 is not bad. I was happy.
Having our kids do what's right and make some kind of amends. But absolutely, I'll look into that for you and I'll give you an update.
And I had talked with Andrew, and he is following through with prosecuting them, which is what we wanted. We wanted to set a precedence. We got a nice sport court down there now and the bathrooms, and so staff wanted to pursue it. He is pursuing it. He did share with me that it's going to turn into what the prosecutor wants to do, which is obviously kind of where Lieutenant Brady is talking about. One of the kids was 12 years old, so that really, Andrew let me know that I'd be shocked if the prosecutor wanted to go after him, but the other 2, we may have hope. So, anything else on that?
No. Did you meet with the contractor down there at all today? No. So really the only monetary damage, we were able to fix what was broke inside, and the rest of it was mostly just mess, except for the deadbolt on the door was really the only thing that needs to be replaced, I guess. But I talked to the contractor and he said, I think I actually have one of those. If I have one, I'll just give it to you. So I'm hoping he's going to be here tomorrow. I'm hoping he's going to fix that for us and we'll be 100% back in business. So we got lucky because I think their intentions were to damage more, but they're little. And so they weren't able to damage as much as I think they were hoping. So by watching the video, it was, I was getting so mad. What are you doing? So anyways, yeah, their intentions were worse than the outcome.
Okay. Thank you, Lieutenant. Any questions for either of the lieutenants? Okay. Theron?
Okay, so as Tammy alluded to, we fixed the damage to the restrooms. We do have electromagnetic locks that can be placed on a digital timer, so I believe everything in-house now to install those. Hoping to have those installed and up and going either later this week or first part of next week so that we can open them up and pre-program them to open at a certain time and close at a certain time. Public Works has completed all the meter reads and rereads in this cycle. We put out 62 shut-off notices and shut off 13 today. We turned in our lead service line inventory, which was mandated by the federal EPA. That's been almost a year in the making, but we got that turned in. We have to inventory an entire system for lead. And what's different on this one is we have to go all the way to the customer's doorstep. So we made an initial inventory on that, turned it into EPA. Paul got up and pressure washed Gerke Park, which looks amazing. The play structure is actually yellow and not brown. We did install flashing beacons along Minnesota here for the railroad trestle to hopefully mitigate some of the truck problems that we've had. Installed all new warning signs for Homeland Security at our water facilities, and in the process onboarded and brought on our new employee, William Starks.
Thank you. Any questions for Theron?
No question, but a comment. I saw yesterday an issue with our trucks, the oversized trucks. They're going right by our sign, but instead of running into the trestle, at least they're smart enough now. They're turning left into that private street, cutting across the center,
Okay,
which
I have not
is
seen
not
it
good.
yet, but we will keep an eye on that and see what, what we can do with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'd rather have them do that than hit the trestle again, but
yeah, but that's not ideal.
no.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll make note of that.
Any work in Thurston County on putting the sign flashing beacon?
Not yet, no. And I would like to make note that it was not our public works that put the yellow things on the trestle. Looks like the kindergarten class did it.
This is what I said.
Yes, it is not City of Rainier, it was Rainier Rail.
I was really like, wow, I think somebody really had a good heart and they just
Yes, exactly.
put it there as a warning.
I keep hoping it'll fade, like as the dirt and stuff brushes up there, it'll get less noticeable.
And as seems like as we're going through staff reports, it's bringing up things that were on either Tammy or my staff report. So we might as well finish the railroad since Theron brought it up. From our last meeting, you guys gave me the authority to tell them what we were going to do. I sent that email out. We got it done. Thanks to Public Works getting those beacon lights up. They said they were going to do their thing to this trestle that Tammy's talking about that I forewarned you guys on, and I told you we have no say of what they do on their trestle. And basically, they did theirs, we did theirs. I got a response that said thank you, because I just said we've done what we're going to do as a city that we think can help the matter, and all I got was a thank you, and that was it. So it's an over deal. We're done with it now, and we're moving on. Okay, Adam.
I'll be out on the 21st to test several hydrants for the water system plan model that we still have yet to complete. That's the last component of the water system plan. It's currently under review though by Ron and Theron, and they will have their review done when I come out there on the 21st. Besides that, the Thurston Regional Planning Council is set to award their rural community grants on the 6th of December, and unless something major changes with their funding, I expect that they will award the project, the thermoplastic striping project, which will restripe just about everywhere in the city, crosswalks, the rail crossings, dot bars.
Good.
Very nice. So hopefully I'll have that to tell you in December.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
It'll be our Christmas present.
Yes, it's going to be so nice.
Any questions for Adam? Thank you, Adam. Okay, council reports. Dennis?
I gave everybody a copy of the meeting summary for Thurston Regional Planning Council. The only thing of real interest to us is the member assessments, which is gonna be 14% increase over what was paid previously, and that's due to population growth. Some other information there that's of regional importance that's proceeding. But the assessment's a big thing. Other than that, I don't have anything.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions for Dennis? Ron?
My typical TPD meeting tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow. Any questions for Ron? Thank you, Ron. Tom?
Nothing really to report. We're still working on the emergency management get together for winter time coming up. I tried to put it on our agenda this month, but it hasn't quite been able to come together. I want Thurston County to be here because we have till December to apply for some grant money for our emergency stuff that I talked to Darren about, and I'm still waiting for some information from Darren for stuff that we might need. That's about it. That's been kind of a draggy month. Everybody's been so busy. Other than that, that's all I got.
Thank you, Tom. Any questions for Tom? Ryan?
Nothing new. I did have a question. With the, you was talking about the railroad sign. Who were you asking for that, the flashing up at the top of it?
What's that?
Who did you ask for that?
Thurston County.
It's not DOT.
No, it's county road. We had to get permission to put, because it's our sign on their property, essentially. But we did put one on the top of our hill in city limits that we are able to do on our own. So we have one over here on Minnesota and at the top of the hill, but we're asking to put one out by the truck route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I met a guy who works for DOT, but he's in charge of all road crossings.
Oh,
To say Washington.
did you ask him about it?
No.
Oh.
I just thought about it. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
we asked. That's what I asked.
I would be happy to talk to him if he has like some pull or something.
I'll ask him.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Thank you, Ryan. Any questions for Ryan? Ryan?
Nothing to report, but I have a question. Were we gonna do anything for Ron before his last?
Yes. I'm sure he won't listen to our.
Oh, so if he's listening, we'll talk about it.
He won't be listening. So I ordered a coat similar to the coats that they wear now, the reflective ones, but not reflective. Because I know he loves that coat. He's been wearing it for 30 years, you know. So I just ordered him a black one, and then we're going to have it embroidered that says City of Rainier Public Works Director Retired. And then how many years he has. And then I ordered a card, like a large card we're going to have here, and we put on our water bills for the community to come in and sign him like farewell wishes if they want. So we're going to have it just sitting here for the month of December that they can sign. So at our last council meeting with him in December, we'll present him with the coat and the card, and then whatever else. We'll probably have some snacks or something. And then RGD wants to host him a retirement, him and Charmaine actually, because she didn't get one because of COVID. They want to host a retirement party in the spring when the weather's nicer. Like, we're not sure about the details on that yet, but.
Thank you. Any questions for Maureen? Thank you. Yeah, I know you're waiting patiently.
I just got this, that's all.
We're in staff report. Any staff report?
No.
Okay. Okay, as soon as I come back, you're live. As soon as I come back. Okay, I've hit on most of my things. The only thing is the update on the sports court. As you can see, we got the blacktop done. We're done with everything. The blacktop between the two courts, the fence went up, all those things that we said we still had left. The good news is after a little bit of hesitation, Thurston County and us found a way that they were able to provide another $31,190.40 without going through any more paperwork to bring up. We're going to bill them $426,647.39 of the allocated $430,000 that they had given us. So the way we were able to do that is we had Lakeside break out the paving. This is probably new for Adam. We had Lakeside break out the paving for in between the two sports courts and the actual parking lot. And Thurston County was able to say that in between the two sports courts falls under the sport court, and we didn't have to go through any more politics to get it there. So I was pretty happy. So therefore, that 80 some thousand dollars that you guys allocated to finish the project up, we're basically going to end up having about $40,000 on the parking lot that comes out of our pocket. Public Works is going to get the stops in. We're going to do some cleanup down there a little bit. We're going to put some 1.25-inch rock in there at the end of the parking lot a little bit and clean it up. And weather has to cooperate, and hopefully we'll get that done this fall. But if not, and we're in the process of getting the sign. That's the only thing that hasn't been done, and our sign company is back in business, or back. They were on vacation for a while, so Tammy and I and the sign company and the people that did our front porch that'll do the concrete prep for the sign. We have a meeting next Monday, correct?
Mm-hmm. It's gonna look so good. I'm so excited for the sport court. This
It's a sign company that we're doing a sign like this. We talked about it a couple meetings ago, and it's going to say Rainier Sports Court, and it's got Mount Rainier background. I think it's going to look real good, and it'll go out there right between the two sport courts where we put the fence to join them, and it's going to face 507 because we're not going to put a double-sided sign, and we're going to have it on a concrete slab with our vision is pillars very similar to what's on our front porch. Rock pillars there, and then hanging the sign.
It's really turned out great.
It's getting so much use.
Yeah.
I mean,
And are we gonna proceed with putting in the parking stops before we strike? Because, that's weather dependent.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll get the striping done this year because of the weather, but the parking stops we have in-house, so that is definitely on the docket to do.
Great. Yeah, that's really a great job. And you're right, it's getting a lot of use.
it's getting a lot of use. That's all I have. Tammy?
I don't really have anything exciting, you guys. I'm like a broken record. I've just been doing this audit, which is going well. It's going, we're fine. They haven't found anything earth-shattering, and Scott, Charmaine's husband, was an auditor. And so he told me when I had my first audit, he said, let them find stuff because they're going to keep digging until they do. So a couple of the things I'm like, no. And I'm like, that's okay. It's all right. They find that. That's okay. So I've let them find a couple little things, which they will tell you about in the report. But I'm hoping that it's supposed to wrap up on Thursday. And then she'll give us the report, and hopefully they'll quit bugging me. So other than the audit, that's really all I've been working on, budget and audit. So, oh, and I do have an updated picture of my granddaughter. Hold on. She's the cutest little pumpkin. So there's Brinley. She's 7 months old now. So I get to see. Thank you. I get to see her in 2 weeks. So I'm kind of excited about that. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Tammy. Okay, we'll go to new business, which we got a couple ordinances. Bill, you got 727, 724.
724.
Yes.
The clerk sent me a copy of a letter from our building official to a property owner who had not obtained a certificate of occupancy and had a tenant living in it when the building official finally got around to checking out to see how things were going. And he had written him a letter that he needed to comply, and he included in that a copy of our general penalties. I'm not exactly sure that they apply to that particular situation, but at any rate, I read them all, and these had last been done in like 2002, long before my time. And the one on infractions, the paragraph on that, didn't make any sense to me, because you're not convicted of committing an infraction, you just commit it or you don't. And the judge and probably in almost all of our cases, it would be a code enforcement officer, building official, or somebody who would assess somebody penalty for an infraction. So I have rewritten that so that it doesn't say anything about conviction, but someone who commits it. And the highest infraction penalty I could find in the state statute was $5,000. So I moved it from 500 to 5,000. I didn't touch any of the misdemeanor stuff. The state adopted the penalties for misdemeanors and gross misdemeanors back in 1982. They haven't touched them since then. They've remained exactly the same. So if you're convicted of one of those, you have to pay a fine. It's a miracle deal now. At any rate, so I'm not going to fuss with that. But at any rate, these are kind of technical changes. I left continuing violations of 250. We have one or two ordinances that address that, and I made the same penalty. You saw one of these, I think, with Mr. Murphy's, and I think he was up to about $5,000 before he finally got the value because you gave him a break. And so that's more than enough to convince somebody to give him one. Any questions?
Well, this is a motion item.
I move to adopt ordinance 724.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 724. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. I now need a motion. We talked about the ad valorem taxes. I now need a motion for that, please.
I move we approve ordinance 725 and add valorem tax.
There's a motion, a second to approve ordinance 725, ad valorem taxes. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed 5-0. Any old business? No old business.
Move adjournment.
There's a motion, a second for adjournment. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting officially closed 5:57.